So the name of the game is creativity. And we throw around this word a lot. A lot of people automatically assume that creativity is really only connected to art. But in reality, you have to be creative in pretty much any aspect of your life, or hopefully you are being creative. So with science, you have to be creative. With music, with English, you're hopefully being creative with how you are problem solving. And that's really what it is. It's taking a problem and it's figuring out a new way to solve it, okay? So let's go ahead and look through a little bit. We've got like a little video that you can watch in here about the bigger definition of creativity, but what are the characteristics of a creative person? I want you to take some time to just think about that. And also reflect on, do you consider yourself creative? If you do, awesome. We're gonna push that further. But if you're sitting there and thinking, well, not really, then hopefully this class is going to help push that out. Because really it's just about thinking outside the box, being unique, and problem solving in a new way. All right, so for the creativity challenge, for your creativity grid, you're going to take some basic lines and shapes, and you are going to transform them into new images, or even just one big image. So this is really going to be a good exercise for you to think outside the box. There's a couple different ways to approach it. You can either approach it almost box by box and then kind of blend them together, or you can approach it as one giant image, which I think is kind of fun, where you have like a theme. And sometimes narrowing it down to a theme can help you come up with ideas a little bit quicker. That seems silly that when you narrow it down, you can find more ideas. But I think creativity can be really overwhelming when you just have like no set guidelines. So I think giving yourself kind of a field of what that theme might be could help you if you get stuck. You are going to fill the entire paper, and we'll see some examples of that. Add shading with pencil or colored pencil or marker. If you have other supplies, I know you have watercolors. You can use any of those, but the entire paper needs to be filled and it needs to be complete. Okay, so it needs to look finished, and I'll show you some examples. Take your time. This is really going to help me understand where your skill level is right now. So you don't have to come in here and already be Vincent van Gogh or Michelangelo. You just need to really push yourself. If you have a style that you already love or you like to doodle, then use that in this, okay? Use this as an outlet to display your style and have fun with it. That's kind of the whole point, is to have fun and think outside the box. So the main things that we're looking for are effort. Did you really put forth the effort, take the time? You didn't just like draw a couple things and then call it good. Did you elaborate? Did you really fill that entire paper, add lots of details? The paper isn't big, it's just a normal printout. And so you have a whole week to spend on this one paper. Why not add a lot of detail and complexity to it? Were you flexible and playing with adjusting what things are as you're getting to new parts of your paper? And were you original? Okay, some of these lines and shapes you're going to look at and you're going to automatically think of something, but I'm going to stretch you to think about it a little bit longer, because if you're automatically thinking of something, then there might be a chance that other people in the class are thinking the exact same thing. Maybe it seems almost a little too obvious. So reflect on that for a little bit, come back to it, see if you can transform it in a different way, okay? Maybe go with your second or third or sixth idea so that we're getting more variety and more originality. And then craftsmanship is a really big one. Be neat, be clean, be purposeful, shade, use colored pencils, blend, show me all the things that you've learned just previously before you came to art class, okay? Here are some finished examples. So you can see how this first one really transformed all of the different shapes into one giant image, which like that theme, kind of fun, it has a very strategic style. The second one focused more on shading and more abstracted designs and created this, once again, this really big composition, but there's this theme of all these different arrows and things. All right, so let's go ahead and dig in. Here's mine. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you through getting started with this. When you go to approach it, you might automatically see some things like when I look at this, I almost automatically see like a little guy right here. He's cute, but I'm starting in pencil. I'm just brainstorming. I'm not gonna commit yet, and I'm gonna play a little bit more. So now what I encourage you to do is move your paper around. It does not have to go in one particular direction. And you might start to see new things develop. As I'm looking through on here, I think what I'm starting to see, and I don't know how it's all gonna happen yet, but I think I'm starting to see almost like a little duck. This to me looks very much like a beak. So I'm sketching it out lightly. Or maybe I need to be able to incorporate that line up there. So I could actually incorporate it like that. And maybe make the beak come back a little bit. So see how I'm really like evolving as I do this? And then when I see this, I almost see like the start of like a little foot for maybe like a little chick. And I'm gonna kind of mimic that other beak. So it's kind of like a little cartoon style. As I start, so maybe it's like a mama chick coming down to start giving the baby chick. I would probably play with this a lot more, okay? But there's a first initial idea and you can keep playing until you find something interesting, okay? When